Alright folks, so yeah, we're going to be installing a genuine OEM, well, genuine Yamaha accessories, shall we call it, radiator guard. So first job, so you can see it, these two screws here just underneath your turning lights. It's a 4mm Allen bolt, just going to whiz them off. Yeah, these small little bad boys are the ones that you bring out just underneath there. Okay. I say 4mm. Next job, I don't know if you can see it there. Some rubber. You might get a better look view over here. I think it's just generally dark. Just in front of your rad cover, there's 3 little pop rivets on each side. We're just going to take them out. I'm just going to use like a little 2.5mm Allen just to push the sensors in and take them off. So after you've taken those bits and bobs out, you can actually remove this side piece. That one's still in place just to show you, you know, one of those. So there's 2, you see there, so you've got those things just push into like a rubber grommet, but the one at the bottom, just to show you, it's helpful to see this sometimes before you actually go to battle with it, is like a hook. So I'm not filming this, reason being I need 2 hands. I don't want to snap my plastics. So basically you're taking these 2 side pieces off is the next thing. Yeah, so that's the bike looking naked without its little side panels on. Nicely exposing all that radiator stuff, which I guess is what the idea of the exercise is. So yeah, and they've just been placed somewhere nice and secure where I can't kick them over, because I know I'm gonna. All good stuff. Yeah, so the next thing the instructions say you should do is just snip these with some side cutters, which is a bit of a bloody hold your breath moment. Ooh, that's making me nervous, but yeah, you kind of get the idea. Right, I'm gonna, oh, there you go. Easy when you know how. So yeah, so those 2 come off. That allows you to sort of move that, I imagine, off there. We'll just see what the next stage is. Back to the instructions. Yeah, well, the instructions don't tell you, but on this side you've got a similar deal. You've got a couple of things. So I'm applying common sense and suggesting, I think I have to do that twice. Alright, well, we'll see. I'll tell you if I have to. I'm not going to go rush straight in and do it, but I've got a feeling that's the case. Right, so just concentrating on the left hand side of the bike, because as you sit on it, that is, there's a couple of 4mm Allen head bolts here, but you just need to whiz off. Oh, that's on strong. Oh, Christ. That's got to be some strong thread lock in there, I'm guessing. Fucking hell. Right, so yeah, that one. And there's one behind there, which I'm guessing was why we had to just snip those things. So I'll have a little play with that and see if I need to take this actually off. It doesn't show you needing to do that, but I'm saying common sense is dictating. That's probably the case. Right, back in a sec. Yeah, so there's a slot there. You did need to move this to get to that Allen bolt there. Where is it? There. And literally this thing, it's obvious. Well, it's obvious when you start doing it. There's 2 little tabs, and they're very easy to push in. You just push them in, and it slides straight out. So I imagine it'll be the same putting them back in. Again, 4mm Allen bolt, Allen head bolt, and just going to whiz that one off. So what that does is it means that thing can come off, and then you're left with this. So you got that's sort of free hanging at the moment, and you've got these things. The bolts that I had on it were absolutely full of thread lock, so I'll just have to remember to thread lock them again when we put them back on. Alright, next step. So there's the rad guard, nice fetching tracer thing on it. Yeah, so we've got this side off. I'm definitely going to have to do the other side. There's a clue, you get 4 zip ties, I've just snipped 2. I offered it up, it literally just sits around these, and I think just looking through there, we are going to have to take those off in order to get it, and then apply that bracket over the top. So no big drama, but I'm just going to repeat exactly what I just did on this side on the other side. So I'll get that done and back in a minute. So that's it mocked up. well, it's not mocked up, it's on actually, it's just not tightened up. You can see that rad guard's on. Looks pretty nice actually. It's got a silver thing going on. It's got a tracer. You'd have to be on your hands and knees to see the tracer sign now. But yeah, it nicely covers that radiator and stops stone chips destroying it and whatnot. These brackets, you can see what we do. Obviously that slips back through that slot. You've got a nice sort of guide there for your wire. You can see an indent there, which is where your zip tie goes back. Likewise on this part here. That square I showed you on the back of the plastics that are going to go back on, that's where your hook hooks into, and then these things here, there's 1, 2, 3 is where your little push fits go into. And I was saying before, just to show you, there's a few, you've got a grommet there and a grommet there which you just push it back into. So I suggest when you're taking these off, literally undo the 3 things. Undo, you've got screws at the front which I showed you. Once you've undone that, you can just pull it out at the top and then just carefully manipulate it off the bottom there, because I would suggest that if you didn't know that was a hook and you just pull on it, you're going to snap it off. So that's the gotcha, that little bad boy there. The rest of it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, guard goes on, these things go over the top of it. Like I say, I've not tightened it up yet because I just need to get, I'm going to take them off one at a time, just Loctite them, and we'll go in from there. And at the end I'll just put a little screen up and I'll mention, probably with a photograph of this, and I'll just tell you what all the torques are for things if I can find them. I've got a service manual for this floating around, so I'm going to be doing that. Cool, so we're at the stage where it's all torqued up. I did find some torque settings. Basically what I've got is off eBay. Fully recommend getting one of these because it's got all these random little torques that you'd never find. These are 7 Newton meters with thread, you know, Loctite on it, basically thread locker, and that's exactly what it says in the manual to do. So literally I can push that back in there now, that's in, and then it's just a matter of, we'll get some the cable ties which come with it, and just cable tie them up, and it's just a matter of putting the plastics back on, which is cool. So yeah, so I'll put some pictures up of the various bits and bobs, and I'll put the instructions up as well, so you can freeze frame it, do what you like, and all that. But those little yeah, service manuals, sell them on eBay. Just search for your motorbike service manual, and there's usually sell them in paper form. They're quite expensive, but there's usually guys who have taken the trouble to actually put them into PDF format, or they managed to get hold of the PDF ones, and then they'll sell them either on a disc for, I don't know, 10, 11 quid, or if you want it on a USB, which is what I generally do because I don't have anything that'll play a disc for data, they're about 14 quid. Worth it, because literally everything you do, I just spend 5-10 minutes just looking for it, just do a little search, it's on the laptop, and then I can just photograph on my iPhone the page. I've got every single torque that I need to do, which is great because you just know that it's on tight enough, and you know, like taking this mudguard off, they felt like they were hardly on at all. But yeah, 10 Newton is probably enough, and you don't want to snap in plastics or cracking them, and same with this, you don't want to be overdoing it and destroying your radiator really. Literally I just did them up with the tiny little, I've got these little Tang sort of torque, they're like little T-bar things, they're really cheap but they're good quality. So I just nipped it up with that, literally just nipped it up, and then went over around it with the torque wrench, and they were already at 7 Newton meters, so that's fine, I know they're perfectly good. So literally just a matter of, we'll tidy this up, we'll have a little look at that, same on the other side, and we'll go from, and then basically it's just a matter of putting the plastics back. Job done. Cool, eh? Easy. There we go, so zip tied on. Get yourself a set of these, I thoroughly recommend them. These are Park Tool ones, are bloody expensive, but they're good. Certainly, I used to build a lot of bikes. My kids used to race BMXs at quite a high level, like regionals and nationals. So I was building their bikes, and I used to build mountain bikes as well. So it was worth me having a good set of side cutters, because they just get used all the time. And it just means you can get a really nice close cut on zip ties, is the main thing. He says, not getting as close a cut as he would like. God damn it. There we go. Nice one. Do the same on the other side, and then we're going to be putting plastics back on. Yeah. So right hand side of the bike, slightly different, probably worthy of note. It's a very similar bracket, just with a few little differences. So at the top you've got this slot, that's where your zip tie goes, you can see, because it was pinched before, and at the bottom you've got this little bit of grey tape, and again, same as the other one, you've got a tab which just holds your wiring off opposing sides, which kind of keeps it in the right place, and then it just goes on top of that little bit of grey tape. Everything's as it should be. Same sort of deal. 1, 2, 3 tabs for push fit things, and that's where your little hook thing goes on there as well. So pretty similar really. Okie doke, so it's time to put the plastics back on, these bad boys. Like I say, you've got a hook down at the bottom there. You see the hook? Yeah, you can see the hook. So literally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook that on there, so it's now hooked. Hopefully you can see that. Can't guarantee it because I'm kind of holding the camera at weird angles. That then lines everything up nicely for those tabs, and then literally we're just going to push these into the grommets, and I think we're there. Cool, so we're going to do that. I'll do that and I'll come back. Yeah, so just thought I'd come out here and show you. So there's your hook at the bottom there, that bad boy, and then literally you're going to hook that over it. I found it easiest to just push that one first, that's going to push into a grommet, and then you've got 2 more. Once you've located the hook and that one, then you've got that which pushes into a rubber grommet, and that, so you've got 2 more, and then it's just a matter of pushing the pins into these things on the front, and you've got a screw which needs to go back in there. Can't imagine there's a torque for that screw, but if I find one I'll post it up later. All good stuff. Nice one. So I'll do that and we'll come back to the video again in a minute. But that's the plastic I'm talking about. It's a bit dark in my shed, I think, but you know, the one that goes on the side, it's pretty obvious. So the right side's on, left side as you're sitting on the boat, you've just got these things to put in now. Both screws I've put in the front, I've just literally nipped them up. Like I say, if I can find a torque setting for them, I will let you know. But I'll just nip them up, nothing too strenuous because it went on that much, and then you just got these things. As you know, when you push them through, they'll go quite far through. So all you're doing now is just pushing them back so they stick out a little bit, locate it in the hole, and then just push that flush, and then it just clicks into place. 3 of those just inside here. So I'll do that now. In fact, I don't think you're going to be able to see me do it, but if you want to watch, you can. It's not that exciting. Watch this. One-handed holding the camera. It's just going to be a friggin' nightmare. Come on, you know you want to. Right, this wasn't fiddly at all on the other side. It is doing this. I think it's because I'm holding this camera. Right, I'm going to switch you off. So I'll come back in a minute. Yeah, as soon as I put the camera down, it went in dead easy. So, yeah, they just clicked in. So I've got my three push things, 2 screws at the front, little hooky thing at the bottom, plastic's back on. And yeah, I think I've bored you enough with everything else. And like I say, I can find torque settings for those 2. I will show you then. But yeah, hopefully that's helped with the rad guard. And yeah, the reason I went on and on about how you put the plastics back on, because for me, I don't know about you, but for me, the most stressful thing about these little jobs with just putting like a rad guard on or something is when I've got to start taking plastics off, especially on, well, on older bikes it's even more stressful because the plastic gets brittle, but even on a new bike you don't want to ruin it, and it's very easy to snap a tab off, isn't it? So hopefully, if nothing else, you've got a couple of torque settings to think about to add to your armour, and yeah, hopefully I might have saved 1 or 2 of you from snapping a tab off your plastic. So if I've done that, it's worthwhile. So hope you like that. It's a new thing for me, these sort of, not really instructional, but just how I go about doing something. And if you like it, stick a like on the old video and then I'll know and I'll do more. If you don't, and I don't see many likes, I won't bother. But I just thought, as I'm not riding, I just thought I'll try and keep some content going for you guys and see what you think. Thanks guys, I will catch you on the next one. Laters.